Knife dope. More dope. Come and get your figs. What's up, fuckers? Your boy's back with a fresh batch of dope. Knife dope. That's right, people. The hits don't stop. You might be able to tell here by the title of this video. A little bit of clickbait type of situation. But I'll explain. Sorry, but we're going to get to this one second. We're going to talk about this package here first. Like I mentioned in the title, I lied. Now let me elaborate. If you followed the channel at all, you'll see that the video prior to today was a reply video, a response video. And I lied in the sense of me saying that I would never talk about this again. Because I'm talking about it again. You know, once I posted that video, the support was overwhelming. You know, there was certain people who actually reached out to me privately, and I thank you guys wholeheartedly. You know, really do. There are a lot of good people that I've met along the way. You know who you are. No need to shout you out. But like I mentioned, there was a comment that came in this morning when I woke up that I read. I want to give him his due. This is the account. If you head over to the video, as of this morning, he was the last comment, I believe. But if not, just look for this guy's comment. It's about a goddamn page long. So shout out to you, Adam. Adam's comment, although I do not agree with it wholeheartedly, he made some interesting points. So much so that we are where we're at this morning. You know, he said something that in his comment where he says he likes to criticize in a constructive manner, and I believe he did just that. A couple of things that stood out in this comment that I want to bring to light was he mentions that in my video I made the comment, or I made the proclamation where I said, these knives are mine, or these are my knives. And he says how that almost sounds childish. And to an extent, I will agree. You know, that does kind of sound childish, you know. But more importantly, he also says that if a relationship sours and people ask for their shit back, just do it. Now, I agree with that and I disagree with that. I agree with that because he's right. Fuck it. They want it back, give it back. But I disagree with that because I was raised different. A man's word is a man's word, you know. If I give somebody something, regardless of how the relationship goes, I won't ask you for it back. But I guess I'm just built different. So also he mentions that the reputation of my channel is more important. And that is, and my reputation amongst the community also is important to me. So it's because of these things that I just mentioned that I have made the decision to get this fucking knife out of my life, people. Oh my God. I had thought about doing a giveaway with this, and that was the plan. But after reading that comment, I don't even want to pass this on to anybody that's a fan of the channel. This guy wants this Sage 2, in case you guys are wondering what we're talking about. If he wants this back, fuck it. Coming in hot. You know what I mean? But also a quick update before we get to the real purpose of this video. The rat was sent back like 2-3 days ago. So full disclosure on that. There's tracking number. I don't know if I mentioned that in the other video. But that one was sent. This one's going back. These people are out of my life. I promise you now, I will not lie. I'm not talking about this shit anymore. Now let's get to the dope. This is coming in from White Mountain Knives. And although I love me some goddamn White Mountain Knives, I also love this guy, Don Farmer, head honcho at D&K Knives. Go ahead and head on over to D&K Knives. They got all the dope you need, whether it's American or overseas. Whatever you do, when you check out, be sure to use code KnifeDope for 10% off your purchase. I would. All right, like I mentioned, this came from White Mountain Knives. This got here last night, and I had attempted to, or rather I thought about doing a video, but I was tired, man. Fuck, you know, this heat's been beating me down. The unboxing knife is this $300 goddamn integral button lock, which I had contemplated returning but I think I'm going to keep it, people. We'll have to see. So let's get to it. Today's Friday, people. God damn, I'm hyped. Got a lot of work to get to today, but I'm going to be taking the weekend off. I am going to Florida, and then we are going to be doing a special guest on the Thebladecartel. I had confirmed this as of yesterday. We're going to be having Vu Fam. You guys know fucking Vu. Big contributor in the community and all the chats, and he had an affiliation with Kaiser, and we're going to talk about all that. But let's talk about this first. This is the Bestechman. There's your model number. I really enjoy everything up until this point that Bestechman has been doing. I had bought both. I think up until today they only had two models, and I bought them both. I kept one of them. I ended up selling the one that I probably would like the most, which in hindsight it is what it is. But this is the budget knife. This is the Mini Dundee. Now the full-size Dundee, I don't remember exactly, but I think it might have even made my final list for 2022 as far as budget knife value. I'm almost sure of it, but anyways, I digress. Let's take a look at this beautiful thing. So we have the same overall aesthetics, just in a smaller presentation. Several versions of this knife. This one's got like the navy blue G10 scales. Nice texturing on the scales. We've got some ramp down chamfering going on the scales itself. Knife is deployed single form of deployment, but this flipper tab is done exquisitely well. Snappy as hell. D10 is dialed the fuck in. She flies out, comes right back to the house with a little bit of shake. Overall length on this is 6.89 inches. The actual handle length comes in at 3.97. Price tag on this was $42, man. And for that, we also get a 2.92 inch blade, rocking D2. Now this version here, you know, D2 is a great steel. I know it gets a lot of shit in the community, but I think the main reason for that is just people not knowing how good of a steel it actually is. My biggest and sole complaint with D2 is the corrosion resistance. But when they apply this, this is a DLC, a gray DLC finish, it does help significantly with the corrosion resistance. This is a inset liner lock. We have stainless steel liners. Tons of room to disengage that lock. Open back construction. Stainless steel pocket clip. This one has been matched to match the blade, so I'm assuming they went with the same Cerakote, right? Yeah, that looks like the same Cerakote. This is an O-stop hell design. Legend in the knife world, you know. I actually have another knife of his somewhere in my collection. I just didn't get it in time for this video. The total weight on this comes in at 2.4 ounces, and our blade stock thickness on this slicer is 126 thousandths. Nice flat, high flat grind. Now, you know, you would think you'd be able to access this little bit of fuller here, but you can't. I would have loved it for them to make that, open that up and make that another form of deployment. I almost remember on the full-size one that I kind of was able to do that. Like, you know, I had to jam my fucking thumb in there, but I do remember being able to do that. Okay, let's put up some other knives for some size comparison, a little bit of knife flexing. We're going to keep it in the budget realm for the most part. How about this one, the goddamn fish? We're talking about the petrified Mini Beluga. Hands down, one of the best fucking sub $50 knives you can get. Neck and neck with that Mini Dundee. But shit, that Mini Dundee is a little bit bigger. I wouldn't have guessed that. Next up, the unofficial overseas knife of the channel. I've got a love-hate relationship with this knife. I think I hate to love it. We're looking at the CJRB Echo. This one is the Knife Center exclusive. So this particular version isn't exactly budget, but you know, it's right there on the cusp of budgetdom. So we can see that the Mini Dundee is smaller than that one. Let's do a couple more, shall we? How about some goddamn Vosteed vibes? Vosteed is doing great things, people. And some examples of that. Number one is going to be this one, the Vosteed Corsair. Or Corsair. How do you say it? Corsair or Corsair? Regardless, the Corsair is bigger than the Mini Dundee. Next up, this fantastic goddamn knife. I think this one made Work Knife of the Year, or I know it made one of the price point, whatever price point it is in, it made the final list last year. And that is the Vosteed Nightshade Thumbhole Rendition, TH. So we can see here that the Mini Dundee is smaller than both of these. Let's do 2 more. God damn it, 2 more. Looking at a classic, people. A budget knife that I've moved into premium category with the mods that I've done, and that is the Kaiser Mini Roach. Shout out to Matt Degnan. This is a Matt Degnan design. So we can see that the Mini Dundee is still just a bit smaller than that. Last but certainly not least, wouldn't necessarily classify this as budget, but I gotta put some American dope in here. You know how the fuck we do. That is the Spyderco Para 3 lightweight rendition, rocking them AWT scales. So the Mini Dundee is smaller than both of these. What do you fuckers think? Did I do the right thing? Tell me all about it. Promise you I won't talk about that again. You have my word this time. But let's talk about this knife, the Mini Dundee. I almost feel like this is the size it should have been, you know, and I wish I would have had the full size one to kind of compare size side by side. But as far as I remember, I think this size feels better. You know, I really do. Love the way it looks. Love the price point. Love the materials. Love you. And I mean it. Until the next time. Cut something. Cut someone. Just don't cut yourself. Stay dangerous, fuckers!